Hey everybody, it's Annie here from the Perennials team, and I just bought a new house this year, so I'm gonna show you what my garden looks like as a new homeowner. There was pretty much nothing here. We started from scratch. Let me share that with you. Down by my mailbox, I've got two botanical hydrangea early evolution. I love it. They bloom really early, hence the name. They've got sort of a vintage look, and they don't get much bigger than this. Kind of a 2x2, maybe 3x3. Owie! Join the garden tour. So I get a little bit of sun out here post 3 p.m. It's pretty intense, but the shade plants don't seem to mind. Got some raspberry splash, pulmonaria, some columbine, vision in red, astilbe, some gallium or sweet woodruff. So now for the creme de la creme, where I've put my hardest effort into is my backyard shade garden. I've got some Brennera in here, pretty pink blooms, some crested surf painted ferns in the back, some cherry bell campanulas. They just finished blooming. And then over here, I've got some snowdrop anemone, and in the back, that is my apricot pulmonium and my flowerful hydrangea. I'm really excited to see how that one performs next year. Dark Vader pulmonaria, that's a new one this year. Some more anemone, and my favorite, Brennera. I've got a lot of that in here. Drinking gourd, hosta, some dicentra gold heart, tiarella in the front, heucherella, I spy down on the bottom, and some rosy heuchera, more Brennera, because I love it. This is Jack Frost and Silver Heart in the back. Then some Vision in White Astilbe and Lady Fern, and this new hosta that I just put in. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but she's so pretty. Back here I've got my Hackanachoa grass. I love a limey green pop in the shade garden, and some hellebore. And I can't forget about the blue mouse ears. They're so little. And my little toad abode. I've seen 2 toads this year. Here's Ziggy, my little garden buddy. So this was one thing I was really excited to plant in my landscape this year, and that is the Japanese maple butterfly. It's got these beautiful white margins, limey green center, and those margins turn a beautiful pink with the cooler temperatures. So I'm looking forward to that. So I don't do a ton of edible gardening, but I do love a good patio pot. Got some San Marzano tomatoes, Sun Gold, and Sweet 100. And some Malabar spinach. Beautiful plant, even if you don't like spinach.
Hi everyone, I'm Andie, current Tonkadale resident, and welcome to my backyard garden. Also, check the garden fit. Like it? Yeah. I must let you know ahead of time, this is my first time having my own garden, and we literally went with chaos this spring, and it's a vibe for me. It's working. Seems to be working. I haven't really harvested anything besides lettuce yet, but that's what gardening's all about, isn't it? Trial and error. This is my chaos garden bed. Of all the things that are taking off, my snap peas are really busting, and that's okay with me because they're my favorite. I love the cute little flowers that kind of come out of these guys, and like the variegation on the leaves. They're my favorite. I also just plopped in some random annuals in here. I've got some nasturtium, some Gara, these cutie little beans. I forget what they're called. Gomphrena? Yeah, something like that. Like I said, animals are kind of eating this up a little bit, but I really love the color that I'm getting in here, and I'm just kind of excited to see what comes out of it. No rhyme or reason, but yeah, we're just kind of having some fun this spring, seeing what works, what doesn't. Maybe next year I'll plan it out a little bit better and space them apart. I really just threw everything and anything I had in here. I also have these 2 kind of lower garden beds. This one is nicely protected by like chicken wire. It's all strawberries, and then I threw in some binding annuals just to see what would happen. I really need to go through and weed this stuff, just like don't have time. This is just kind of my random smattering of veggies and herbs. I have some tomatoes growing in here. I have zinnias, I have poppies, lavender. There's also going to be some lavender turtle egg eggplants. They are buried right now, but I'm really excited to see what those end up looking like. Something I'm really stoked about is this wisteria bush that I planted earlier this year. It's kind of taken off. I really want it to kind of vine through the lattice work I have here. I'm hoping next year it comes back and it just takes off, because I really want to get those beautiful purple flowers in my garden.
Hey guys, it's Sheri. I am standing in front of my garden and wanted to take an opportunity to actually share it with you guys. I have been living in this house for 26 years now, I think. When I started, I did not know a whole lot about gardening, and I certainly didn't have enough money to do a whole lot of gardening. This garden has been expanding and growing as I have been expanding and growing through the years. Here we go. The very first thing I did with this garden was put in this arbor and the fence and the 2 roses on either side. And some of you may recognize this little beauty. When we did our Tonkadale top picks, this was mine, number 1, Hydrangea Early Evolution. She's looking beautiful. This one is the old Tardiva pink hydrangea tree. All right, let's go in. When we first bought this house, the only thing that was here were these yew bushes in the front, and they were the traditional yews. We added the window boxes too many years ago. Nice big huge forsythia bush, which is always the first thing to bloom. After I added the roses, I then gradually just kind of started carrying it over. So I put in the hydrangea, and then I started building in the garden beds to kind of tie everything together. This section was added, just finished it this year. This garden right here I had to change last year because we had our street redone last year and we lost our sugar maple. So we went from shade to sun. And then we replaced it with a ginkgo tree. So this is a Japanese maple emperor that I put in, oh my goodness, probably 11 years ago. I know a lot of people are very nervous about doing those zone 5 Japanese maple trees. Part of it is that it's in a sheltered spot because they do want to have that kind of protected afternoon shade. They don't want to be in hot sun. But what I do to help get through the zone 5 for winters is I put a cage with chicken wire and some posts, and then I fill it with leaves. And it's all that I've ever done, and it's done the trick. So this guy has gone many years and has always been great. So I'm going to take you into my newest garden. This one goes in the whole side of my side yard. My goal with this was to make this into a perennial. There's my girls, Evelyn on the right, Mabel on the left. So not only am I a gardener, but I am also a florist. So I wanted to try to make as many areas for cut flowers as I possibly could. But there are some things that are annuals that I still plug in, and there are some annuals that have self-seeded, and I just kind of let them go and edit. This is a Tina crabapple, and I have a Snow Queen oak leaf hydrangea. I use the shrubs, so like for instance, this is a 9-bark, and I will cut off of this and use it for floral arrangements. Same with the grasses. When the grasses are in bloom, they work out great. I love this space, and it's just filling in and doing what I want it to do. Okay, we're gonna make our way into the backyard now. We have a beautiful red maple tree that was also here in the house when we bought the house. And it's huge and it's gorgeous. And I will be so sad when the day comes that this baby falls down. So this garden, I'm not even gonna say much about it. I'm just gonna walk it and let you enjoy the quiet. This was a new thing this year. We added a greenhouse, just a small one, and I'm so excited. I'll be using that mostly for propagating and for overwintering.
Hi, my name's Amaya, and I'm going to give you a tour of my garden. I have several different beds, a veggie garden, a perennial garden, a dahlia garden, and a cut flower garden. But my cut flower garden this year got totally decimated by rabbits. I planted heirloom mums and some heirloom zinnia seeds, and everything got eaten up. So sometimes as gardeners, we have to pivot. So today I'm going to show you one dahlia garden, one perennial bed, and my veggie gardens. Let's go. The dahlias are a little bit harder to show. I tuck them all behind the front of the bed so they line up against the wall of my house. I save anywhere from 60 to 90 dahlia tubers each fall. I stake them all as I plant them out. I do try to name them and tag them, but I also have a spreadsheet that helps me remember once they've flowered what their name is, what their variety is. So everywhere you see a stake is a dahlia. I have a few that failed here this year. You can see there's kind of a hole in my garden right here. Either the bunnies got them or the tubers rotted. I'm not exactly sure. One of my favorite perennials in my perennial garden is the baptisia. Mine has a beautiful true blue flower. It's done flowering here, but it was stunning and one of the first things to come up in the garden. Have some great milkweed here on the corner. A little agastache trying to poke through. Rudbeckia and salvia, which I inherited in this garden. There's some stunning autumn joy, which I love. Sedum is so great for the pollinators. Some perennial geranium, which takes over everything. In the front, I have a few echinacea, some iris, which are done. Daylilies, I like these ones a lot. They're kind of an unusual color. Allium, which I love to plant because the deer and rabbits don't like it. I have some more milkweed that's coming on, some more agastache. I have a couple of peonies that I inherited with this garden. They are beautiful in the spring. Echinacea, scabiosa, some bee balm. In the back, there is some false sunflower and also Joe pieweed, which is one of my favorites. Obedient plant, and some Russian sage trying to eke out some space in the corner. Okay, veggie gardens. I protect them with some deer fencing that mostly keeps the animals out of my garden beds. I do leave myself a little gate so I can get in and out and harvest items. I do not really follow spacing guidelines. I don't have a lot of room. So in this garden bed, I have about 8 tomatoes, several nasturtiums, a variety of marigolds, some beautiful peas that I am growing from row 7 seeds, and some green onions, which we like to grow because we just walk right out and harvest them every day. Tomato varieties, I mostly grow heirlooms. This year I have a variety from row 7 seeds. I'm doing some Romas, some Black Prince, some cherry tomatoes, the good old standards Cherokee Purple and Paul Robeson. More green onions, shiso because I love shiso and it's so useful. I have some borage that's gone crazy. I tie everything up with this Velcro, which I love. Buy it in a roll like this. It's like the most useful thing in my garden. I tie tomatoes with it. I tie my dahlias with it.
Always remember, gardening is supposed to be fun. So if you're not having fun, stop taking yourself so seriously. Just start planting stuff that you like. You'll have a good time. You don't have to be perfect. All right, this is gonna be a very quiet 7 a.m. garden tour. Starting off with tons of pots of perennials that I have not put in the ground yet. This is my first in-ground garden bed, full of mostly free stuff that I got from work. A couple veggies, mostly flowers, my clematis, some herbs. Check out this cute variegated lantana, one of a kind. Probably won't see it again. This brings us to my critter table. Strawberries, eggplants, don't know what I'm doing there. Don't have any fruit. And zucchini. There's all the plants that I haven't planted that are still in 4-packs because I'm insane. I water those 2 times a day. Don't be like me. More perennials I have not planted. These will probably go into this shade garden. I'm gonna rip out all those daylilies. Dead birch tree here. I'm gonna rip out all those daylilies, and I'm gonna rip out all those daylilies. Oh, there's more 6-packs. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. And finally, we have the front garden. A lot of hosta. Dying juniper, more hosta, bleeding heart. Everything from here over is coming out and getting replaced.
Okay, hi Tonkadale, it's Nick, and we are at my house right now. On this first tier, I did a mix of boxwood, arborvitae, and little lime hydrangea, and it turned out beautiful. I cannot wait to see this grow in. And this was really hard because it's an entire rock bed. So it's a pretty large bed. So up here I have 3 limelight hydrangeas, and they're already huge because I can't believe, oh, my shoe is off. So they're huge already, and this is only their 2nd summer. So I cannot wait to see them get larger and larger every year. And those are also on their 2nd summer, and they're starting to bloom. Look at, I'm so happy. So that is what it's looking like right now. And then over here, it's gonna be kind of like, not a chaos garden, but in a way, chaos. I have some of the endless summer pink hydrangea. I have a bunch of salvia. Last year I planted a few peonies and limelight hydrangea bushes. So yeah, this is what I have been up to, but there's more. Over by the pool equipment, I planted some arborvitae and a hide, like what's going on, because it was getting to be a lot. And I have these beautiful ones. I have this candy apple hydrangea that I cannot wait to plant, as well as these boxwoods. And they're going to be going over there in that bed. So much space to work with. I'm so happy that I've had like the summer to work on it so much, and I can't wait to do more and show you what it looks like when it's all finished. Okay, bye.